Hi, this is a Technology Ridecast. I'm Marc Farley, and our special guest this morning is in the flesh, live in the car, Chris Evans.
Hey, Mark. Yeah, actually, you don't have to use a cartoon character of me today.
I don't.
I'm physically here.
Hey, so we were talking a little bit about Windows and containers.
Yeah, so we know that Windows 2016 is due to be released in a couple of months. Microsoft have come out and said that there will be commercial support for Docker containers or containers within that new version of Windows.
Have you had a chance to look at what Microsoft's doing with containers yet?
Yeah, I have. I've done some basic installations and messing about, as you know, I like to do.
Yeah, and how'd those go, by the way?
Well, the installation, it was pretty ugly. You enable a couple of services within Windows, but then you have to then go and do downloads of various files and then run installation scripts and other bits and pieces. So it's a bit messy, I'm hoping they simplify that in the final version. But once you get it up and running, you get something that looks pretty much like what you would expect from a Docker command line.
Yeah, so when you fire up a Windows container, what's there?
If you can imagine, Windows is an interesting operating system with its legacy and its history.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those things have to be taken into consideration by Microsoft when they're creating a container. And probably the most obvious one is the fact that every container has its own copy of the registry.
Wow. So when you've worked with a Windows container, you've gone in and worked with the registry?
You have to have your own version of the registry.
Oh.
And so for anybody who doesn't understand what the registry is, by the way...
that's like carrying around an anvil.
Yeah, it is. It's like, I'm going to carry around my entire repair kit for the car, every time I go anywhere or something like that. Yeah. But the registry obviously keeps lots of information about the configuration of the operating system.
Yeah.
You couldn't allow a container to share the same registry because obviously if it changed anything, that would affect the operating system it's running on.
Get off of my bits.
So it's like doing an RM minus I, delete all my own files. So they have to shard the registry for every container. So there's a big overhead in the startup time for that.
Do you have any idea how long it takes to load up the registry? Is it like a second or 2 seconds? Or
you're looking at like 3 or 4, 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds for a container to start.
The registry?
Not just the registry, but the container to start.
Okay.
For all of those things that are, having to be done in the background, that are very different to the way that Linux works.
So how long does it take to initialize a container with Linux OS?
You can start a container in less than a second.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Really, really quick.
Yeah. So if you're firing up lots of containers.
Oh yeah, you can just sit there and hit start, and they'll fly in, no problem at all.
Except not Windows.
Not on Windows. No.
Yeah. So what else did you see?
So there's an interesting thing around the number of processes that run in the background.
Okay.
Windows uses a lot of processes for things like DNS and security features and so on, and they all run in the background all the time. And if you've ever gone and looked at the services list in Windows, you'll see that there are dozens that are running. There is a minimum set they've managed to get it down to of about 20, I think. 20 processes running in the background. 20.
Yeah.
And
not 2.
No, 20. And they're very proud of that, by the way. They're really proud that they've managed to achieve that, which they should be, which is good. But it's still a lot. I think we've got a fire truck. So that's an overhead that's there every time you start up a container. For every container you start up.
We do have a fire truck.
Oh yeah, there he goes.
Streets of San Francisco.
Streets of San Francisco. I was going to say I hope to see Michael Douglas or Carl Malden, but I don't think I will do anymore. That was a long time ago. So imagine every time you spin up a container, you've got all of these processes running in the background that aren't contributing anything.
You have 100, 500, 1,000 containers for Windows. That is a lot of processes.
And all of that's there before you've even started your application.
Yeah. Boy, memory makers love Microsoft.
The memory makers have always loved Microsoft.
Yeah, I mean that's been true for decades, right?
Yeah,
I mean it's always new Windows comes out, you get a bigger machine. It's like fed the beast of the whole Wintel world for a long time. There's new Windows, you're going to need a new machine, and now you're in this containerized world, and it's like all of this bloat that's been going on for decades is coming back to be a problem.
From a container perspective, it will be thinner than running VMs with Windows. There's a massive overhead in having lots and lots of Windows VMs from a patching perspective. Think about it. There's nothing to think about.
Oh, we're getting a call. Too bad.
Hey.
I'm going to reject that call.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think it's telling us it's time to go. Thanks for coming along.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Mark. It's been great.